everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Predecessor Protocol. My name is Secret Salsa. To my left, I've got my wonderful co-host Hasp. How you doing today, Hasp?
Doing great, doing great. Excited for today. We got a couple awesome guests here, some heavy hitters in the community.
Yes, sir. Big guys. We got
Good to see you guys.
Crazzyfool today. How you doing, Crazy?
Doing great, man. It's gonna be a fun podcast.
Hell yeah, dude. I saw you were doing some streaming today. Sorry to interrupt your stream, but I'm glad we got you in here to kind of talk about some Predecessor. And Mercyy, how you doing today, Mercyy?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So we're so happy to have you guys here. So we're just kind of talking about patch. We're going to be talking about the latest Predecessor news, looking at PCC stuff because they've got lots of different events kind of underway. Lots of different news things. So, I mean, why don't we just kind of dive into it? I think the first thing that I kind of want to talk about is the Gazoo LAN Invitational. Yeah, super cool event. It's been more and more solidified as we get closer. It's happening August 16th and 17th, I believe. Or
yes,
15th and 16th. I'll have to double
check.
The
second Saturday
weekend.
And Sunday. Yeah, second weekend.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 16th and 17th. I just pulled up the graphic here. So super cool event. I'm actually going to be going to that. I'm flying from middle of nowhere, Canada, to go see the boys. We got Lance, we got Rit, we got Denim. All these people are going to be there. So I'm super pumped to just go say hi to everybody, to be honest, and watch some awesome teams play because they've got quite the lineup going.
Go ahead. Yeah, sorry. It's gonna be a pretty awesome event. I mean, just so you guys are aware, we are doing the seeding the week after the PCC as well, the day after. So the Monday after, we'll be doing the seeding on my stream to see who gets to play who in the event.
Awesome. Yeah, I did see that they made a post about that, and I was like, that's freaking sweet. I think Crazzyfool's a great guy to do the seeding for that. He obviously knows the comp scene, has been in and out since Pred's birth. I think that's gonna be really cool, and we'll have to. I know I'm gonna tune in to check that out.
Well, he's clearly got the biggest brain for it too. So.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I love the hats, man. I love all the hat collections and stuff. It's awesome.
We'll get to see if Mercy's team gets to go.
Yeah. How do you feel about that, Mercyy?
I believe if we win, we get a ticket. We have not been scrimming. I don't think a lot of teams have. But we're trying to lock in this next week and, sharpen up the edges and get ready for the finals.
That's totally fair. Right now, the locked-in teams, they have Team Immune, Team Mach 10, Mind the Gap, Sin, Rogue, Primal, Mythic, and Pross. And those are like, I mean, it makes sense that it's going to be all the heavy hitters there, but like seeing all those names going against each other is going to be a really cool tournament to watch. I'm pumped.
It's also going to be a little bit different because we haven't done a LAN event yet. So it's, we'll get to see who, might get a little bit nervous on LAN or people, perform a little bit better. It'll be interesting to see if anybody, hard chokes or dominates.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious to see what they're going to have for production value. I've heard whispers and rumors that they're probably going to be streaming some form of it and that this particular venue has that sort of stuff kind of already set up. But I would love to see that. I was debating even like going live on my phone while I was there just to like show people that couldn't make it, like people from overseas or whatever, just for fun, right? Just because it would be sweet. So yeah, super exciting stuff.
Yeah, I actually went and checked it out for Gazoo whenever he was really thinking about doing the LAN. So I went to the venue, saw what they were doing, and to talk a little bit about it. The company that he's going through to set up the event, because he's actually paying a company to do it all. They're gonna have cameras that walk around. They're gonna have this whole scene set up. They put up a stage. They have back games or back room computers for teams that want to warm up. They have a whole setup there. So it's gonna be pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool.
That is very cool. I'm excited to see that. This is my first LAN event and everything. Like I don't live near a major city, so I've never gotten to go to like an in-person gaming event. So this being my first one, I think is going to be kind of worth it. I'm super psyched. I don't think I can state how psyched I am, to be honest, in words. So kind of moving on from that, Hasp, unless you have any other stuff to mention about the Gazoo.
I'm going to LAN, regardless if we get a ticket or not.
I was
He
just
wants me
about
to
to
do
ask.
like player interviews. He wants me to do like basically host the event if I
Oh,
don't make it.
sweet. So you're gonna pack your
So
tux? Pack
yeah,
your tux, look all spiffy for it.
Sick.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I was hoping you would be there, man. I was like,
Oh, yeah,
I
I
was
was
about
going.
to ask you.
Yeah, I was going even if I didn't host. I was going just for the
For
meet
the
the
boys.
community. Yeah, for the boys, support
Yeah.
everybody. So
That
yeah.
makes sense. That's sweet, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Hasp, sorry, did you have anything to say?
No, I mean, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go. But I was just going to say, Salsa, like if you got the chance and you're able to, just live stream from your phone, like you were talking about. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be cool to kind of see like what it's going to be like from the audience perspective.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll think about it. I'll have to pick up some like batteries and stuff like that because I don't want to drain my battery. But if they have cameras walking around the crowd, that might be enough to like satiate that need kind of thing. But yeah, super exciting stuff. We've been like booking hotels and flights, and like it's just that the slow ramp up as it gets closer and closer is got me giddy for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun event.
Alrighty, so past that, we're gonna switch over to our little display capture scene here because we're gonna show off a little bit what Predecessor's been doing lately. Omeda has been doing some awesome stuff. The latest patch 1.6.2 follows the augment patch, so it's a lot of tweaks. Not a lot of crazy changes, but there was some other stuff that kind of came with this. First one is the refer a friend kind of initiative that they're putting out. So basically, I think if you have a friend in Predecessor that's under level 10, you can go through the Omeda website, give them your referral code, and then as they play and level up, you will earn rewards. Basically, just cores. Looks like ion cores. You get double XP, and then you get to all heroes unlock too. That's cool. I didn't even notice that. I didn't see that initially.
Well, that's only for this weekend.
Oh, for the whole weekend. Okay, sorry. I didn't scroll down far enough.
You got 3 more.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's super cool. I think it's like a little unfortunate that it's like under level 10 because the first 10 levels happen really freaking fast. But I'm glad to see they're doing something at least.
Yeah, I don't have any because I was looking to see who I can give this away to. You only get 4 codes, and I don't think you can get any more than that. I don't think you can request more. So if you're going to give these away, make sure you give them to friends that are going to play the game because you get 4 and you're done.
Yeah. The other thing is like all my friends that I would give them to already play the game, so I don't have anybody to give codes to, and I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna let this one kind of slide away, to be honest. But I think it's cool. I do know some people who have given codes to new people, and they actually have gotten the benefits from it and everything. So again, glad to just see that they're making an effort. Omeda's making an effort.
I just want to gamble on quantum cores, to be honest. I just want to gamble.
Yeah, I've seen some people. There's a few people that are like saving all of their cores, and they have like 80 ion cores or something like that. Which I can't help that. I can't help myself. I just open it right as I buy it.
Me too.
But like, yeah, that's it's gonna be interesting to see like if they do like a big release of skins and stuff like that. If they just gamble all their cores away and kind of go with that.
I think I saved up 10 before I finally was like, all right, I gotta scratch the itch. Gotta open them up.
Yeah, I think it was Nori that did like 100 quantum core opening video or something like that. I don't know. I don't really know how those funds are accumulated or whatever, but like 100 cores is a shit ton of money. So yeah.
Did you say quantum?
Quantum, like the expensive ones. Yes.
She opened 100 quantum.
I'm pretty
What?
sure. I'll have to find the video because it was posted on YouTube, but I'm 99% sure it was 100 quantum cores. So
Pretty sure she can
or like
with the
Yeah.
creator content or creator guild platinum, she probably bought like 30 at once, like twice.
Oh, I see. Yeah, with
She
your
probably
guys'
got like
monthly
half of them.
allowance or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that means that she wouldn't have been able to get the skins for that patch because it's
True.
usually about once a month. So
She might have got the skins from the cores. You never know.
True, that's true.
Yeah.
She might have just gambled on it. That's right.
Just
Yeah.
gambled them all. That's pretty sweet though. That's 100 cores. That's like getting to the level of like, oh, I guess not to level, but like the CS:GO loot box opening. Like, you know how big that stuff is, and people are hoarding their cores and then open them in mass amounts.
Dude, I wish they would have done something like that where you could trade skins and stuff like Steam allows. But if you're on multiple platforms, I probably wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I guess when you're cross-platform like Predecessor, it just makes it hard to do that.
Yeah.
The other thing that they revealed kind of alongside 1.6.2 is the Predecessor Labs. They kind of released more information about it and released that they're going to be bringing back the Legacy map, which is super exciting. I personally never got to play on this map because I joined Predecessor, I think, in V42, which is just after the Monolith patch. So unfortunately, never got to play on this. And I'm pumped to play on this. How do you guys feel about this?
Well, you go first, Mercy.
Yeah, so I started playing Paragon after Aurora. Like her trailer was released. So I missed way like all the Legacy era. I've seen gameplay on it, like old videos of like the sprint mode and all that stuff. The map is pretty cool. Like they had the invisible fountains. I've seen all that cool stuff. So I'm excited to play it because I personally just never got to play. So it'll be a new like refreshing state for the game. You know, should bring a lot of players back as well.
Yeah, I'm excited. Crazy, how do you feel about this? Do you ever get to play on this? Did you play OG Paragon?
Oh, I played OG Paragon since the first day it came out. I was in OG Alpha Test 1, so I played it from the very beginning. I got to play a lot of Legacy, and although I loved Legacy, it does have some big flaws, just like Monolith does. But I mean, it's coming in as a game mode. It's not coming in as the main map, so like they don't need to worry about fixing it. From what I understand, is they're going to try to use what people like about this map to improve on their main one while it's a mini game. So that'll be pretty cool. There are some issues with the jungle, in my opinion, because the jungle is nothing but narrow hallways, even worse than Pred, if I remember correctly. Than our current map now. So hopefully they iterated a little bit on the jungle, so it's not just narrow hallways. But the pit fights are amazing. The lanes are a lot of fun. Overall, this map is massive as well. So I cannot wait to see how the game plays out. I'll be playing a lot of this game mode, I have a feeling.
Yeah. Hasp, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, 100% same. Like the vast majority of my time spent in Paragon was during Legacy. After Monolith came out, I still enjoyed the game, but I just didn't have the same amount of time to devote to it as I did in Legacy. Yeah. But I'm just curious as to like if it's truly going to be like everything that was in Legacy, like are the Harvesters going to be there? Is Prime Dunking actually going to be in there? I don't know if they've stated that, but it's going to be really interesting, and I think it's just going to be refreshing to be able to play this game on a map that is not the size of like a basketball court. So yeah, that'll be really nice.
I agree. I've seen all the old Ace videos and all the old A-Lit videos, so I kind of know stuff around the map. I think the really cool parts are this in the core here, the difference of the inhibitors, like the big platforms in between the inhibitors, I think is very cool, making it not so much, oh, my camera just zoomed in, as not so much as just like a flat landscape as it is now, and kind of providing some separation and some like, you have to actually decide which inhibitor you're going to go defend. I do know what Crazy's talking about with the narrow hallways. I have seen that in old videos too. Seemed like some of the jungle corridors are like 2 Richters wide or whatever, and that's it. You can't.
They're literally tunnels. Yeah. It's literally just like tunnels. Like
if you go back,
tunnels.
Yeah, go back to you had a picture of the map and everything, like somebody standing in one of the pits.
Yeah.
If you go back to that, look at the mini map. It is nothing but narrow hallways.
It's just mazes everywhere.
All the gray is blocked off like mountains. Like Hasp was saying, it's all blocked off mountains, and all you get to fight in is narrow hallways in the entire jungle. So I don't like the jungle on this map. But
what kind of game mode is it?
So I think this is just going to be like a standard game mode. It's going to be Pred, but on this map is what I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the main thing that they're focusing on is like testing out the size. Like Legacy is way bigger than Monolith, which is the map that they took Ometa used to base their game off of. So there's still some like issues, like some parts of the lane by the tier 2 towers are downward hills, which are not great. But overall, the jungle is just, it's just narrow hallways. You're gonna see when you get in there, and any AoE thrown in those narrow hallways is gonna block the entire hallway. Faye Augment with her Q, if she throws it down a hallway, you're not walking in that hallway. You are stuck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's it does look, I mean, again, from the videos and stuff like that, it looks pretty crazy. I'm just excited to try it, to be honest. A few other things I've noticed, it looks like the towers are symmetrical. So dual lane and solo lane are not just like like one is like incredibly longer than the other one. Which is kind of interesting. Also, I noticed that the blue buffs are on the same side. So the map is directly mirrored from itself. So there's no strong side, weak side. Yeah, I'm excited.
That's pretty cool.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just think it's pretty cool that both, like, everything's symmetrical, like with the jungler starting on the same side. It just sets some more plays for like counter ganks being more, you know, current and like whatever. Like if you start the opposite side, I don't know if that's an advantage, but to be on the same tempo as the jungler, I think that'll be pretty cool to play.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it'll just be refreshing, if anything, right? Like we've been playing this exact same style of for the most part, you start your red and you're always opposite the other jungler, right? We've been doing that for like 2.5 years now. So I think it's going to be exciting to get something refreshing for sure. Yeah. I think the pits, I've seen pictures of the pits in old videos and how open they are, like above. I think that's super cool because I'm tired of fighting in like a bowl, like a Tupperware container, and it's just like one Gideon ult just covers the entire thing. So I'm excited to see that aspect of it too. I just think I'm so freaking excited for this.
The Prime pit in Legacy was absolutely massive.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was fucking huge. Like
you get room to
there's
play.
Really nothing to even compare it to. That's in Pred's current map. Like it was probably about the size of like from like your say you're on blue side. It's like your 4 camp all the way to your 3 camp. And about as wide as where the entrance to that side of the jungle is, and like towards the end of the pit. It was absolutely massive.
Yes.
And wow. Just looking at the Legacy map that you have pulled up here, I'm assuming those gold dots are the jungle harvesters. Which, if those are in there, that's going to be a cool little mini objective for the junglers to go for. It doesn't look like, it looks like they put the cyan buff and the gold buff on either side and removed the side harvesters, but in Legacy, there were side harvesters instead of the side camps at each lane as well. But it looks like they've kind of taken some creative liberties here. Like there was no, I don't remember a Fang Tooth or equivalent in Legacy, but
it almost looks like those harvesters that you pointed out. Those are the same icons as gold buff. I wonder if they took out the harvesters.
Yeah, maybe it might just be like a little gold buff. I kind of hope it is the harvesters, just because again, that was just kind of a fun little mini objective to go for. And like Salsa, Mercyy, I don't know if you guys knew what the harvesters were, but basically it was just kind of like this little monument that the jungler or whoever activated it would sit on it for a little bit. They would turn it on, and then after a while it would accumulate experience, I think, or gold. I can't remember which one. And then after it filled up, the jungler or whoever activated it would sit on it, and then it would basically distribute that experience or gold amongst the team. So it was just kind of a little way to boost your team's economy.
Another thing to invade for, because I assume you could walk in and take the other opponent's harvester.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I don't think that there might have been like a harvester, some sort of harvester like in Monolith at the very beginning, but it was so long ago, and I've played so much Predecessor, Faults, Paragon since then. It's just like out of my brain. I have no idea. So let us know if we're wrong.
No. There wasn't a harvester in Monolith. No,
there was not.
It went away. No, it went away with Legacy. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Cool. Yeah. So new map, super exciting. This is going to be part of the rotating. So when this one comes in, Nitro is going to get booted out for the duration, which I think is I can't remember what their cadence is on this. 6 weeks will be available for 6 weeks starting July 22nd. So pretty soon. I'm excited. I'm excited to just see everybody just like abandon the regular game modes for like a week and everyone's just playing on the Legacy map.
Yeah.
As long as the Legacy map is not terrible, I think that's what's going to happen, right? Like again, it all kind of depends on that jungle. I think I think people are really going to hate fighting in the jungle, but if they fight me in the pits and stuff, the pit fights are going to be awesome.
I'm curious, speaking of fighting in the jungle, how do you guys think Wukong is going to be on this map? Because Wukong never got to be on the Legacy map. And if it's all just walls and corridors, is Wukong just going to be absolutely unstoppable?
I think, yeah, I mean, if they have infinite, or if they don't have a skybox, then yeah, he's going to be pretty nuts.
He can just jump every wall. I kind of
He'll go
assume... Go
over like 4 walls and one airwalk.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're good with him, yeah, maybe even more. But that's going to be interesting to see. I wonder how bad Wukong is going to be. But yeah,
I think Aurora would be pretty cool on this map too.
oh yeah,
She released the monolith, so
Yeah, really, any character that can engage in verticality is going to absolutely feast on this map.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like think about the amount of spots you can do the Aurora wall, where you shoot it through the wall when you're on the other side, so the wall goes and you don't. Like, there's there's a bajillion corridors that you could wall off.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I don't know. I'm really gonna have to test this map to see, because
Yeah,
everybody's saying that it's gonna be amazing and that they want this legacy map. I'm gonna. If you ever played Paragon the Overprime, they took the legacy map and they iterated on it, and they just like their iteration of the legacy map was extremely good. Like in my opinion, Paragon the Overprime had the best map out of everybody that's redone that's redone Paragon or made a version of Paragon in their own eyes. Paragon the Overprime had the best map because they had the legacy lanes, the size of the legacy map, but the jungle was very open. You only had to go through narrow choke points a couple of times, and then you would fight into big, large areas. They had the big Orb Prime pit. They had the big Fangtooth pit. Like their version of it was the best. So it'll be interesting to see how Pred takes the legacy idea and people playing on it and the feedback they get and try to iterate it on their own map, because there's a lot that they could do to make the map bigger. Mainly just making it bigger would be number one, but different ways to lay out the jungle and stuff that they could use.
100%. And I think for all the people that are like excited for the map, like one thing to consider is that this is not the Paragon heroes that played on this map initially. This game has evolved so much since this map was in effect. And I mean, there could be some things that are just downright broken and unfun, or I mean, there could be things that work great. So it's like Crazy said, we're just gonna have to test it and see. And I guess that's why it's in the labs mode, right? Like we're here to test it for him. So
I'm just stunned it's been a decade.
yeah, just about. Yeah.
That's just wild to me. I don't like that.
10 years,
like
just
that.
about. Holy cow.
Alrighty, sorry, I'm just looking through my notes here. Last thing I kind of wanted to go over before the patch is the PCC. The first Omega sanctioned event is currently underway. They did their first couple rounds of NAEU over the last 2 weekends. And next weekend, I think, is both of the finals, right? Here, let me pull up the graphic.
Yeah, it
here.
is. I think we do finals of NA on Saturday and finals of NA or EU on Sunday, right?
correct.
Yeah,
Or is it-
yes. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah. Saturday, July 12th is the finals for NA, and then Sunday, July 13th is the EU finals. I watched some of the EU. I was helping them on the back end last weekend. It was pretty interesting games. There was a lot of stomps, but there was also there's always a few EU teams that are very clearly usually the immune, kind of that sort of tier. But I'm excited to see just the finals in general, just to see who comes out on top. Do you guys have any Mercy's pointing at Mercyy right now?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Going into the weekend, I probably, because I was so busy with IRL stuff because I was in the process of moving
Oh yeah, yep.
and started a new job. So I as a full team, I believe we scrimmed 4 to 5 times, for the 3 weeks that we were practicing, and I had pretty good expectations but it was a last minute team we put together anyways. I was trying out for a bunch of teams, and Primo ended up getting Mav back. North got, on leftovers, new team. So I'm let's just see what we can do.
Yeah.
And I got target banned on most of the drafts. People were banning Sereth. I'm I was playing ramp, and then Seb was a situational pick. But then, like, I'm gonna be honest, I was going against Flanbra and ranked. I'm like, Zora seems pretty OP right now because I was looking at the augment with the scaling. I'm just thinking like, well, if we can get these
Ascension.
matches to
Yep.
20, 25 minutes, I'll be able to scale like pretty hard. So we just stuck with the same draft. I know it's pretty cringe, but Maguli
Wow.
popped off, and then we played EU
Oh.
and got absolutely slammed. So
Ping,
Couldn't
ping,
stand
right?
up.
Ping.
Yes.
yeah,
Ping.
ping
It's
gap,
all,
ping
it's all
gap.
ping up. Yeah, that Ascension augment, what is it, at like 30 minutes is like the equivalent to like an extra item or something like that? Or is
Almost,
it?
yeah. They nerfed it, but it
Yeah.
was like 10 HP per minute. So at 30 minutes, you're getting 300 HP and 30 power. So yeah, almost equivalent to an item. Yes,
That's crazy.
on
I
top
played,
of the Coliseum stack. So you were just scaling really hard.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet. Yeah, I watched your guys' NA stuff. We were doing like watch party and just kind of watching it. And yeah, I think you guys played very well.
Appreciate it.
Crazzyfool, I thought you guys did pretty good too. You guys have comeback games right this weekend, or are you not playing this weekend?
No, this weekend we're out. We got knocked out by Rogue, who then played Mythic and got knocked out. So we ended up making, I think, top 8, but not quite into the finals.
Okay, sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, we have a little bit of team synergy stuff that we have to work out. Hopefully for LAN will be there. But I mean, Flow State did come through this last tournament and absolutely this last 2 weekends ago and absolutely just shocked everybody with how well they were playing. So it'll be interesting to see if you guys can do it again, Mercyy. I've been seeing some peak Wukong support that I'm hoping that you guys whip out in the PCC.
Yeah, he's been
best of 5 finals.
Yeah. Question for you, Crazy. Any news on the roster for LAN?
I think it's gonna probably be the same team. So
Same team? Okay.
yeah, more than likely, it just depends, I guess, on when Survivor gets back from vacation. That guy's been gone for 12 days or 10 days and haven't heard from him at all. So he might be the only swap if he doesn't come back, I guess, from his vacay.
Right.
I don't know where he's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm excited to see like at the LAN like how everyone competes on the same ping, right? Because you're going to be, I mean, obviously they're not going to have dedicated predecessor servers there, but everyone's going to be on the same ping. So I'm kind of curious to see like how the EU stands up to the NA. When you guys are all on 20 ping, and you just got to kind of duke it out. It's even playing field straight across.
Yeah, I think EU is going to be tough. Those
I was
guys,
about to say the same thing.
Yeah, because you remember the last LAN from Paragon, and I believe it was the EU team that won. Like those guys are just different players, and it's always either like other countries dominating NA in the mobile aspect. So they just play a different play style. They build completely different. The way they team fight is just complete opposite from us. I think most NA teams prefer to fight over like a lot of the EU teams. The EU teams, they just play much smarter, and they won't take a fight unless it's like really in their favor. They'll play passive and just farm for like
more
half the
methodical.
game. Yeah.
It kind of just depends on how the NA team can adapt, because like Mercyy said, they play way slower than us. So if an NA team can really come out of the gate and actually catch them off guard, maybe we'll be okay. But if you let an EU team just play passive and scale up, and they get a few picks here and there from people being over aggressive or over aggressing on dual lane or in a jungle or something, they just end up steamrolling a game on objectives. They'll just take a team fight with their little bit of lead that they got, win the team fight, take objectives, and end the game. So you have to be careful against the EU teams that you don't just sit there and let them scale, but you also don't just int kills towards them, because they abuse that big time.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm so incredibly pumped to be there in the crowd. I'm gonna probably I think I'm gonna make like a predecessor hat or something, just some fun because they don't make their own merch, right? So we got to make our own stuff. So I'm gonna show up with something, I think. But I'm again super just pumped in general to see all you guys up there playing too. Is gonna be very cool.
Crazzyfool, you bringing any of the hat collection?
Oh, we're gonna have hats all over there. Of course, the whole family's gonna have hats. My whole family's coming up. We're all gonna have hats. So it's gonna be awesome.
That's awesome. Little family vacation with it too.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be
for sure.
Cheering you on. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't live too far away, so.
Yeah, are you in that state, Crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, just to meet, like I've followed a lot of the comp scene at OG Paragon. I wasn't really that good back then, but I've known Appy, I've seen Crazy, like just to see these guys after like almost 10 years of this like genre game is just pretty crazy. And that'll be the most exciting part. Whoever wins, I'll be cheering for him. But just to meet everybody in the community, laugh, talk, it'll be a vibe.
I'm curious to
Yeah.
see because I know Soul is going right. We're finally
Yeah.
gonna get like a Soul face reveal for those of
The
us.
bald reveal.
The bald
his
reveal.
bald
We're gonna
head, yeah.
see him show up like Argus. He's gonna waddle through the door. That's gonna be
Just own
exciting.
it, Soul. Just own it. Just own
Yeah,
it.
just own it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Own
Just
it.
like Hasp, put it on there. I think Hasp looks great, so you can too, Soul. Don't be afraid.
Unless you got a lumpy head, in which case, sorry.
Alrighty, so kind of on that note, I think we're kind of just ready to get into the patch here. So we're gonna kind of lightly go over it. We don't want to sit here forever talking about this patch because there wasn't a crazy amount. But Crazy Mercy, as we're going through it, if you guys see anything that you might have an opinion on or you think is good, bad, whatever, feel free to pitch in. But Hass is gonna kind of take us through it here. So let's go over to the patch. Alrighty. So we got a new skin. We got the Yin Bunny skin. I seen a lot of people talk about this skin, and apparently the face model has changed. I'm not sure what happened with that, but looking at it, maybe it's just the way the hair frames the head or something like that. But I think the face has changed just a little bit.
Yeah, it might have on the skin a little bit, but
Yeah.
you know, biggest thing is it's just another one of those skins for all of those Yin fans to really enjoy all the assets for it and
Yeah, the assets. Yeah.
have a good time playing there.
I wonder if they're gonna do a bunny girl countess because I know there's one particular artist that's always in my stream that's Alsasa, who is a big countess enjoyer.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
do lots of art and specifically bunny girl countess art. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, I gotta like at this guy and be like, don't be mad. They added one, but it's not the one that you wanted. And he had already gotten to it by that point. So I thought that was kind of funny. But this skin also came with some recolors as well, I believe. There's like a black and white one and a green one obviously is the default. And I think there's like
There's 3 recolors in total. There's a pink one as well for Opal.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting.
Oh yeah, Red Bunny variant as well apparently. So.
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, Red Bunny variant. There you go. Time exclusive. Oh, the Onyx Bunny variant. That must be and because I saw one of them was in the Opal shop. So
I thought that was the pink one.
That's
But
the
is
pink
it
one.
is it the pink one? Okay.
That's the pink
Okay.
one.
All right. Hass, why don't you take us through it here?
Yeah, so looks like changed the health growth on certain minions, just kind of touching minion health and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't really feel that the game has been affected too much by this balance patch.
I feel like mages are stronger just because they changed the armor
Yeah,
on everybody.
that's basically about it. But
Yeah.
Nitro mode, obviously, they just kind of ramped it up. I played a few Nitro games. I don't know if you guys did. I really couldn't tell too much of a difference. Like, yeah, it kind of ramps up a little bit, like 15 minutes in, it felt like, but I saw no reason to queue Nitro when I could just queue ranked play.
Yeah.
If you're a
the Nitro-
competitive person, that's kind of where it's at too though, right?
Yeah.
Ranked is where it's at.
Yeah, ranked is standard. I play ranked because it's standard with bans. That's why I play ranked. But the Nitro, like before this patch, definitely felt like it was like the games were still going like 25, 30 minutes anyways, because half the time you were with people who couldn't end or the enemy team couldn't end, and it just kind of felt like it was just a standard game with a little bit extra. You get to 6 items earlier kind of thing. So I'm kind of glad they kind of turned it down, just kind of adjusting the length of the games, because I think it should definitely be like a 15-minute game mode, especially with replacing Brawl. Rest in peace, Brawl. We miss you. But yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I had a 40-minute Nitro game before patch, so
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just as a little side note here, I got shared a Reddit post where somebody had an hour and a half Predecessor game. It was like on some sort of Reddit post or something, and like everyone in the comments like, yeah, I just would have turned my PC off, bro. I would have just left.
But Legacy's not in the game yet. How is that possible? Just end the game.
That is, I'm curious to see if there's like a replay code, because I kind of want to go spectate and just see what happened, because I mean it might have been like a lower elo game, and again where people don't know how to end, but an hour and a half, like the kill score's got to be like 50 kills each at least. Like it's got to be crazy.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I mean, you're probably taking 3 minutes to respawn.
oh yeah, yeah. Not to mention the respawn timers at an hour and a half. Like imagine if you die at like even at an hour. I think it's like a minute 20 or something like that.
Yeah, it's forever.
It's dude, that's forever. You're like you said, 3 minutes. You might as well just go make some food, make some snacks while you're waiting.
We'll warm up some ramen.
Yeah.
I probably would have alt F4 it after like 40 minutes, honestly, 45 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on now.
Haven't had one of those in Pred yet, but I had an hour and 45-minute long Dota game. It's in my matches, so
Oh my gosh.
I'll be used to those.
That's crazy. I've never gone over an hour, even in like Paragon days, like on Monolith. I think I got up to like 53 minutes because I was kind of shit at the game at that point. And yeah, an hour-long games are just slogs, man. They just take forever.
And
Sorry,
we
go
also got, I was just going to say, they changed some of the minor augments, obviously. This is just another element of the game that they're going to have to balance around, which I did kind of want to ask Crazzyfool and Mercyy about. But really the biggest one that I saw was the change on Technocrat. It no longer reduces ultimate cooldowns. To be quite honest, when they first released the augment system, I didn't even think that it reduced ultimate cooldowns, but apparently it did. So that's no longer there. So I guess that's a good thing. That's it. Because Technocrat was just, but let's go ahead and start with Mercyy. How do you feel the augment system has affected game balance? Like,
Just in general?
Yeah, just in general. You can be as broad as you want. Like, do you think it implemented like a lot more balance issues, or do you think it's just better and more healthy for the game overall?
I think it implements more counterplay. Like team comps can make certain they can use certain augments to fit a better team comp. Like if you pick Rampage, you don't know what augment the enemy team is going to pick, right? You can utilize him at the mini Rampage to be more of a damage dealer. Same with like a character like Morn, right? You got Spider Morn, he gets around the map quicker, he can engage, or you can use him as the utility support and like his ultimate applies his Q on allies and enemies. So I think it brings a lot more it's just a whole different kind of game because OG Paragon didn't have this, so I feel like it was refreshing, but at the same time it kind of increased the skill cap too because you have to relearn all the stuff, that all the augments, how to counter them, what works, what doesn't work. So it's just another refreshing state for the game.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, just to go on top of that, again, adding the counterplay to it, like people are complaining about how strong Sparrow is right now, and how insane of an ADC she is. Obviously, you got the Revenant, who also has pretty crazy burst damage with his with one of his augments. But one of the ways that I've been dealing with Sparrow lately in some of my ranked games is I go Kira, and an augment that doesn't get picked very often is the Purge, heal 15% of all the damage you do. And if I just dash onto the Sparrow and ult, and she ults me, I will out heal her and kill her every time. So yeah, I think it just adds a lot of different ways you can play the game that people maybe don't think about. And I've had some people in my chat talk about the same way, where they just don't understand, matchups anymore in the offlane, because offlane matchups can vary wildly depending on what augments you go. If you go a scaling augment, maybe your character doesn't win the 1v1 like it used to. If they go a early game augment, you have to think about if you have an ult augment, your augment doesn't really come online till level 6. If they pick an early game augment that's basic abilities, they get theirs right away in lane. So it just changes the way that you can play matchups and stuff that people didn't really think about before.
Yeah, super cool. I think it's just great. Adding counterplay to characters that necessarily didn't have counterplay before is just awesome. So
I think my favorite part about it is some of the few augments that just change the way, like the role that a certain character can play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Chimera one where he can build stacks on lane minions is nuts for him playing off lane. And I think FaZe and Zinx also have ones where, like, I guess maybe less so FaZe, but I don't know. Maybe you guys have more insight to it, but they can be played mid lane, like in a somewhat viable manner.
Another good one is like Kwang support. He has one of the augments where he gives like Omnivamp to people he's near. So that is a big buff to team fights and lane. So
yeah, that's cool. Just kind of letting characters branch out. It's just awesome. Kind of diversifies the character pool without having to add 8 new heroes. That's a Kwong support character, you know.
Exactly. The being able to diversify without adding new heroes is pretty big for them, with them only having 44 heroes or something compared to League of Legends at 180 and Dota at 140 and
This is
Smite at
holy cow,
120. Yeah.
so many heroes. I didn't realize League. I knew League had like over 100, but like that's a lot of heroes, man. That is a shit ton of heroes.
Yeah, they're getting close to 200.
All right. What do we got next here? It kind of went through some balance changes.
Yeah, to be quite honest, I think most of them were just kind of the usual minor touches here and there. Again, balance patches are just kind of whatever. Do you guys have any like top 3 biggest winners, biggest losers of the patch? Do you think?
I'm kind of still testing stuff. Like I played Sarah today. She still feels pretty broken. Again, this is ranked matches. You can't really test stuff. Because if you get a lead, you know, anything works. But you can definitely feel mini ramp, like his nerf on the mini rampage, like just taking 5% more damage. Like that thing gets one shot. So you have to play him completely different. You just can't walk in that damage anymore. With the Ashbringer nerf as well, like it was a pretty good balance, which we needed, because there was a lot of stuff that was just way too much, like overpowered. Can't really like play into it with any counters. So, but you can definitely feel some nerfs.
Yeah, I would say that I don't really have any characters right now that I play against in ranked and I'm like, oh no, I'm against that character. Like before, there was quite a few of them that I'm like, oh my god, playing into this character is not going to be fun, right? Your Wukongs and your Rampages and your Countesses and, you know, Sereth especially. Even Sereth, I think she's still pretty good, but she's not like, you're playing into a Sereth that's just going to be annoying all game, right? The Ashbringer nerf, the Techno Rat nerf, the nerf to her entire kit damage and just her whole play style. They just nerfed all of it. So I think this is actually a really good balance patch, and majority of the heroes in the game I think are pretty well on a playable level, and they're not super overtuned. I would say that I think Drongo, the one that you're scrolling by right now, is probably the biggest winner of the patch. He felt almost unplayable last patch. This current patch, he feels disgusting. He might be the best ADC in my eyes. He actually feels disgusting.
Really interesting.
Yeah,
and what change do you think made that happen?
So if you go down to the rad rounds, I believe.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There is
it had a bug
fix. Yeah, and that bug fix alone ruined his whole kit. So rad rounds would only apply 1 stack instead of being able to stack multiple rad rounds and blow somebody up. So if you went the ult aug on Drongo, which reduces his ult damage by 65%, and you got this bug where your rad rounds wouldn't apply more than 1 stack, you just didn't do damage. Like you couldn't kill anyone. You didn't have ult damage and you didn't have rad round damage. Fixing that alone, I think, actually made this character super strong. And then they buffed him on top of it. So he feels really good right now.
Interesting. I played him before the patch and I didn't really I felt like I wasn't doing a lot of damage, but I was kind of learning Drongo. So I kind of couldn't tell like if I was doing enough damage or not. So I'm glad that they got that fixed, I guess, and just kind of brought him back to life a little bit more. I'll have to try him again just to see.
Yeah. Go as Healing Aug and go Plasma Blade, and his healing is actually kind of crazy too. There's people playing support Drongo. Yeah, the healing on the gag grenade. There's people going support Drongo right now and using that because it feels so strong.
That's crazy. I haven't heard of that, but I will try it. I'll take your word for it.
Do you guys feel that there are any heroes that are like underrated or just undervalued in general by the community at large?
I think Richter Jungle is kind of underrated. Like it's definitely not a tank meta. Like this is the first time I will admit, because bruisers are just broken. Like the bruiser items. I mean, they did buff Tainted Bastion and they gave it ability haste, which will make that the best magic defense item in the game. But Richter's like augment with the clear for like 30% on monsters. Like he is one of the fastest clears in the game. It's just you have to make a team comp around him. But I mean, if you land hooks in the competitive scene, like that's almost a guaranteed kill or flash. Yeah. So I think Richter Jungle is like one of like an underrated picks right now.
Yeah, I can definitely see Richter being an underrated pick. That I keep telling people about that jungle augment, and you actually zoom across the map too because you're maxing your E first, so you just fly across the map playing that character right now. And he's super hard to kill. So I think Richter Jungle is definitely one of those that you're going to see quite a bit. And I'm just going to go again with Drongo. I don't see anybody really playing that character. I keep preaching how good he feels, I've seen Cure go Plasma Blade into Prophecy as his first 2 items on ADC Drongo, and then he goes like Vanquisher third, and the healing that you get from that and the damage you do on Drongo is disgusting. So people really should stop playing Sparrow every game, because I think she's still pretty good, but I don't think she's so OP. And if you start playing Drongo after they fixed his bug and added this new healing augment and the scaling on that thing, he feels disgusting. I think he's the best.
I'll have to try that out. You said Plasma Blade into Prophecy?
Cure did Plasma Blade into Prophecy. I don't think you have to go Prophecy. I think you can go Lightning Hawk or something, but Prophecy, just because on magic items, there's just more stats, right? So there's like 80 magic power instead of 40 that you get from 80 items. So if you go Plasma Blade into Prophecy, your healing does way more. So your frontliners just don't die. They just don't. 500 healing at level like 7 is disgusting.
Oh my god.
That is crazy.
Imagine that. I imagine that healing is going to get touched in the next patch. So enjoy it for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, we're going to see that character in PCC this next weekend.
Oh jeez. Ridiculous. Some Crazzyfool support.
Support Drongo.
Support Drongo. I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard rumors about it and how good it is. I'm going to have to try it one time.
Alrighty. So, I mean, you guys have anything else that kind of stood out to you guys, Hasp?
No, like I said, I've just been busy with work pretty much all week. I unfortunately wasn't really able to do a deep dive into patch notes like I normally do.
Yeah, I kind of stopped reading patch notes. Like, I'll listen to what everybody says in chat, and I'll just play what I keep playing. If I notice a like drastic change in the character, I'm like, okay, this character's not that good. Yeah. But I've stopped reading patches for like the last 2 months. You know, I just play.
I only read big patches. These
the bigger ones. I read the bigger ones.
Yeah, these Point X ones I don't read too often. I skim through them. I skimmed through this whole patch. Iggy, who was a dominant mid laner, he feels kind of underwhelming right now a little bit, but
His turrets, the 4th turret.
Yeah, like I said though, I think everybody right now, all the characters in the game, I haven't ran into any character that I'm like, I have to ban this every game, or it's just going to be super hard to play against, except for maybe Yuri. She kind of still is OP, but anybody else in the game, yeah, she's the only one that's kind of still just like, okay, maybe you don't let Yuri through ever, but everybody else feels kind of on par.
Yeah. I feel like overall, like last couple patches, they've done a pretty decent job of like keeping things like mainly balanced. Like Sparrow was obnoxious, but like you could beat her. There is ways to just kill the people that were OP. Like it wasn't like game breaking or anything like that. So I think Omega has definitely done like a good job of that. Fixing the bug fixes too. I think it's kind of interesting that they don't tell us about the bug fix until they fix it. Like especially with like one as impactful as Drongo's rad rounds, right? Like if it just doesn't do damage, like, and people aren't gonna know about it, like it's kind of crazy. But I guess it makes sense why they wouldn't advertise that there's a bug in their game or whatever.
Yeah, unless it's a game-breaking bug that just wins 100% of the time, then they're not going to tell us about it. If it's one that makes you lose more often, they'll be like, "Oh, it's fine. You can lose a few games, and we'll get it fixed eventually." But you know, those bugs where Sparrow's starting the game out at level 3 and doing extra damage, they're gonna take those characters out of the game immediately.
Yeah,
kind of wish it was the same way in reverse, but oh well. 100%.
Hasp, did you have any other questions for our 2 wonderful guests here?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and start with Crazzyfool on this one. What do you think Predecessor overall is doing well?
So I was not a big fan of a meta for the first year of this game. I was very angry all the time.
I think everyone knew that.
So they've changed up their development style quite a bit, and whether you are for them or not for them, I think they've listened to the community quite a bit. We've gotten some awesome patches with augments and changing all the heroes and adding in, depth to the game, like being able to flash during using abilities and a whole bunch of and jumping and stuff. Just being able to change all those different aspects that they've been doing. They've also been very communicative. For people who think they haven't been, they are very communicative. They've done blog posts on Twitter. They've done posts on Reddit. They do posts in their Discord. They add things to their website. They communicate all the time, and you'll see people in like their Discord channels talking about some of the feedback, some of their mods and developers and stuff. They comment on the feedback and everything. You see some of the chat. Sometimes you'll see some of the mods and some of the developers in chats talking about games and giving leaks and stuff that maybe people didn't realize. Like people still don't know that screen that shows Yuri and the next new hero, and then the hero on the right, that big dude. They think it's Zarus, and it's not. They've confirmed that is the hero that's coming out in 1.8, and people still think it's Zarus.
Crab Demon Daddy. That's what I call
Crab
it.
Demon Daddy. Yes, indeed. So yeah, I think they're doing a really good job on communicating now. They're listening to the community and providing patches that people have been wanting. So they're going in a great direction right now, and I think the player numbers speak for themselves. We've been seeing nothing but an increase in player base, so it's looking good.
Mercyy, any other thoughts?
Yeah, just like piggyback from Crazzyfool, like the initial patch to where they did like the big map changes, they reworked a bunch of the heroes, because they were kind of like slowing on development. I will agree with Crazzyfool, like the game was in a stale state for the longest. Like you can hear it in like the content creators like rants, like we needed stuff to happen quick. They picked up the pace. We got some great original meta heroes. So now that all the OG Paragonic heroes are done, I'm excited to see what the future for Pred is, like in the next year, how many characters we get, like just to have like super cool kits. So they're on a good pace right now. And if they keep this up, I mean, this game will be one of the top MOBAs.
Overtake Smite.
Woo! Woo! There's been a lot of, I mean, I don't know if we talked about it last week, but like all the Smite streamers coming in and trying this game and like staying past their like hashtag ad period. Like they've got Genetics. I think Nico was playing at one point. The Best Taco has been slamming this game nonstop, and these are like huge content creators. Like I think Taco's got like 86,000 followers or something like that. So seems to be having a blast. Solayer's another one. Just
Elion, Sanda Dude.
Yeah. Very, very cool to see new people coming into this scene and being able to like, because like these players might be more mechanically skilled than a lot of us, right? But they obviously don't know Pred, so it's kind of cool to see them like learning from the community and then like putting in their Smite input and kind of elevating the community's gameplay as a whole, kind of thing, like making guide videos and how they think this hero should be played. I just think it's awesome. It's awesome to see Predecessor's community grow and really start reaching like some like huge people within other games communities and really just start growing it out.
Yeah.
Hopefully they keep on that upward trend. We keep bringing over some Smite players, maybe bringing over some players from some other games and have them try it out again. Yeah, hopefully we keep on that upward trend, and 1.7 is a good patch and 1.8 is a good patch, and I've heard some good things about them both. I've heard that they're going to be awesome, so can't wait to see.
Yeah.
For us. Cool. And then just to kind of do the flip of that, and Mercyy, let's start with you. What do you think Predecessor needs to improve on? Like, what is like your biggest pain point on this game?
I would say primarily the map. Like, there's just so many times where I get clipped just walking around. Like, just small stuff, there's little bugs that, like, Greystone going invisible. Like, come on, it's been almost a year or more since that bug's been in the game. So those are just the minor things. As far as, like, the skins, I think we need to get better, like, tier 3, tier 4 skins. Like, a Sevarog Reaper skin would be pretty cool. I heard Crazy Stream talk about the Narwhal Richter skin. Like, they start coming out with some like concepts where streamers inspire certain skins. I think that would be pretty cool for just the community, the streamer himself. So that kind of like smaller stuff. As far as like balance, like I'm okay with that. But as far as like the map bugs and just individual bugs that have been in the game for way too long, they just need to fix that stuff right away.
I'm with you on the streamer packs and stuff like that. Like we mentioned it a few episodes ago, but I need a Soul Reaper announcer pack where every time I die, he calls me a bot.
Oh, the elo system. Let me know. I will rant on the elo system. Like the matchmaking is cursed. Like I'll be in like good elo, good matchmaking games for about 3 days, and you lose like 4 in a row, and you just get the same. I'm not even going to say any names, but the players know who they are. But yeah.
Yeah, I've heard lots of complaints about the matchmaking system too. People just getting paired. I like obviously I don't know like a full fix for it, but like just being able to see like as these Smite players, for example, being able to like climb up and they're like in silver rank, but they're like in Paragon level games, and they have to like grind through silver in Paragon lobbies is nuts to me. But yeah, I've definitely gotten my fair share of bad matches due to poor matchmaking or whatever too. But if you win some, you win some, and you start getting higher and higher, and you lose, you go down. It's a bit of a give and take, I think.
Crazzyfool, what about you? Biggest pain point?
Yeah, I mean, matchmaking, I don't think is as big. I don't have a problem with it as much as other people. I mean, the player base is only going to be so good. Unfortunately, Predecessor players, majority of them just haven't experienced MOBAs for the first time. And when majority of your player base haven't done that, you have your experienced players who are going to climb up through the ranks, and they're going to always be at their really good games. And some of the lower ranks probably are filled with people who haven't played it as much, and they're lacking in a lot of different areas. So matchmaking, not as big of a deal for me. But quality of life stuff is where I'm at. Quality of life, like item builder system would be amazing. Being able to change the in-game scoreboard. I hate the in-game scoreboard with a passion. It takes up my whole screen for no reason.
Yeah, it's terrible. PCC agrees with you. We want the scoreboard change so badly, bro. Just let us shrink it. Just make it smaller.
Yeah, it's brutal. So there's like a lot of like the quality of life things that I think once they start iterating on those, the game's just going to keep getting better and better. We still don't have true custom matchmaking. I know they try to cop out a little bit that we have custom games, but we really don't. We need to be able to join in to a lobby. Everybody join their sides. You need to be able to pick what side you're on, dawn or dusk. All of these things help the competitive scene. Being able to be in draft and one team gets to choose if they want first or second. The other team should get to choose what side they want, type of thing. Yeah. So yeah, it's
actually implement like something like XFang into Predecessor itself, so we don't have to use all these third-party softwares and stuff like that to make these games happen.
Exactly. It's just a little frustrating when it comes to that. So quality of life is what I'm looking for on top of map changes, obviously, because the map can always be improved on. So I've heard great things from, I think they said in 1.7 or 1.8, one of those is going to be some pretty, sizable map changes. So hopefully those are pretty good.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty much all I had, Salsa, unless you got something else.
No, I think that's okay. I mean, the only thing I'll comment on is they need to give some characters some more love with the damn skins, man. Gadget has
please.
2 freaking skins, and one of them doesn't count because it's just her old default skin. I don't count that one. But like there's certain heroes that have like Chimera has like 15 skins or something like that. Faye has so many skins. Muriel has so many recolors. Like, let's give it to Gadget,
Underbrush, please. Where is the Gooner Gadget skin?
Where's the Gooner Gadget skin?
Faye has like none. All she has is like recolors too. She's right there with Gadget. They have none. Yeah, those characters need some love.
And some of the skins that they've made are so cool, like the Zeros skins. Oh, Zeros has been eating good. Like the Demon skin that just came out. The Chimera has been eaten good. I know a lot of them were like Paragon assets and stuff, but like the new the Demon Chimera skin is freaking sweet with the Mutilator axes. Yeah, there's definitely some more love that needs to go around, and I'm very hopeful. I'm on my hands and knees begging for on Lance's behalf as well, because Lance loves Gadget, and here he is playing with Prestige, 2 recolors, a silver recolor, or her old default skin, and that's it. Those are your only options you get. So yeah, I think just spreading that love a little bit more around to the characters that don't get it. But apart from that, I mean, I think like the skin quality has been great, like you guys were saying. I think there were some outliers. People had comments about the Countess skin being weird with the wings upside down, and like no community is ever gonna be fully happy, but I think like overall the quality of these skins has been very good.
Yeah. They got a chance to cook this Halloween because they can come up with a whole inflow of new themed Halloween skins, because they already added the OG Paragons, but they can cook up some crazy skins. Hopefully we get that Reaper Severog.
Yeah. I'm a little worried that they're just going to bring over more Paragon assets, because there is the Mummy Yin skin that we're missing.
Yeah.
There is the Murdoch Jack-o'-lantern skin.
Frankenstein Grux.
Frankenstein Grux. There is a few that like they still haven't used yet. So I'm very hopeful that they at least add one custom skin. Ever since like Paragon, I've wanted a skin for Severog that's like a sheet ghost. It's literally just him with a sheet over him with 2 little eye holes. I thought that'd be hilarious. But I also understand. I mean, like with the new augment, Golfer Sev. Like let's just get kind of cool with it. But yeah, new skins.
Bikini Darbash, please.
Bikini Darbash. Did you guys see a video or somebody like photoshopped Richter into a bikini? I don't know. It wasn't a video. It was like a picture, and I don't know if it was AI or not. but somebody had like meticulously taken the time to put the Richter model into a bikini and then like put it in this landscape and stuff like that.
But they should do for Halloween. Remember where they had the skin bug where you can put a skin on a different character? They should bring that back for like a week and let us just mix match a bunch of hero models on different like characters.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I don't think I remember that, but that sounds like that would be crazy. So
you never seen like the Rampage Countess model?
Yeah, there's like a Muriel Howie skin as
oh,
well.
sorry, I thought you were talking about in Paragon. You're talking about in Predecessor. There's
Predecessor,
yeah.
yeah,
there was a
okay,
bug.
the model swaps. Yeah,
Mhm.
One of my friends, Supify, was like really into just trying to get that bug to break as many characters. So he created like some like Countess Crunch where all of her limbs are like super stretched out and her eyes
Yeah.
are super big. Yeah. The cursed skins was a fun week before they patched it out, and it was I think it happened on like a weekend too. So like Almeda wasn't gonna do anything about it for a bit. So we just got to play with these like super cursed things. Super awesome. Crazzyfool Mercyy, any sort of last thoughts? We're gonna kind of wrap it up here. Crazy, we can go with you. You can kind of shout out your stuff you do, where you stream, stuff like that.
One last thought is like, I know a lot of people don't like the Gunnar skins in the game, but the Gunnar skins are, every game has them.
Keep the lights on.
Exactly. Sexualized content sells, even though it's like, I know people are like, oh, it's not like they do them tastelessly. Like the Bellica skin, the Kingpin skin for Bellica was really good. I think the Countess skin is really good, right? That they just did out. So yeah, obviously they're going to keep releasing them. They do really, really well when it comes to sales. And, overall, I don't think they're that bad, and they keep releasing other cool skins like the Zarus one and the Chimera one, which obviously aren't. So, I think they're gonna keep coming out with them. I think it's fine. You know, they sell. Other than that, you can catch me over on Twitch and on YouTube or on Twitter or on TikTok or on Kick. I stream on all the platforms to try and get my content out there. Yeah, I stream on everything. So, I stream almost every single day of the week unless something comes up. But I do have a family and I do have a job, so I do not stream during the day. I'm always on at night, and yeah, hopefully you guys can tune in.
Awesome. And Mercyy, same question to you.
Yep, I'm pretty active on Twitch. Been slowed down a lot, but I'm trying to get on a consistent schedule. I did start YouTube up about 2-3 weeks ago, so be sure to tune in some content there. I got an editor that is helping me out, get some good shorts and good videos because I just don't have the time. But
sweet,
Twitch channel and YouTube channel, same thing.
Awesome. Speaking of YouTube, we started uploading these to YouTube. So in the past, we've recorded these, only ever uploaded them to Spotify. There's a huge archive, as this being episode 71. There's like pretty much since January 2022, I think is when they started. We kind of went through a bunch of different hosts and stuff like that. So the backlog of episodes is on Spotify, but I just started making these into YouTube videos as well. So kind of similar along the lines to Predcast now that Windu is gone, kind of trying to fill that gap for news and stuff for people. So if you missed the live recording, watch it on YouTube. You can listen to it on Spotify. I think that's kind of it here. So thank you all for coming, Crazy and Mercyy. It was awesome to have you guys. I love talking to you guys. I love talking Pred in general. It's just so much. We have so much fun here. I love it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was awesome. I actually really enjoyed the podcast, so appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. I enjoyed the conversation. It was good insight on everything, so thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you so much for coming in, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Peace out, everybody.
Later.